Do you want to say anything about yourself, Julice?
Myself? All right, let me introduce myself maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Julice. I'm 50 and I'm Brazilian. I'm currently studying full-time and working full-time.
Julice has been my classmates for many of the classes I've taken so far. We are in the same program. We are classmates studying together. Do you want to talk anything about yourself very briefly, about your marriage status?
Yeah, sure. I'm currently single, but I just got out of a more serious relationship. We broke up last year, but usually it doesn't work for the same reason. Right now, actually not just now, for most of my life, I focused on my career. And that's why for 30 years I've been doing what I love, which is teacher training. I certify teachers for the University of Cambridge, and that takes me to many places. So I get to travel a lot and I get to meet a lot of people. So I need a partner who would be at least willing to be traveling as much, or at least join me in some of my trips. And that's hard nowadays because most guys at my age, at least after 40s, they want to settle down, just watch football, stay on the couch, right? So, but I chose not to sacrifice what I love doing and what gives me a lot of pleasure, just to follow society protocol to get married and have children. Children, to be honest, I never had that motherly instinct or desire to be a mother. And once I started traveling and teaching, I thought that feeling of taking care of others was kind of fulfilled with my trainees, with my students. So in a way, I think it's substituted. One thing substituted the other.
And the part one questions I prepared for you is the awareness and turning point. Because you mentioned in the class, you shared that you decided to not have children, get into marriage when you were just 12 years old?
Yeah, when I was really young, because when I was 12, my brother got to travel as well. He was a Boy Scout and he went to a jamboree in Australia. And when I saw that, I thought, wow, I want to do that like a lot. So when I was 12, I started to think, I don't want to be a housewife. And then at 14, I decided, no, that's what I really wanted. And then that's the first time I mentioned to my parents that I wanted to study abroad. So when I was 16, that's when I started. It all started. I went to the States for high school, and I finished high school there. When I got the taste of living a different culture, being so free and learning so much, like from the culture, the history, people, I decided, no, this is what I want to do. And also back at home, coming from a Latin American country, there's a lot of sexism and a lot of expectations from women, right? They expect women to be more, how can I put it, take care of the house, have children, and I definitely didn't want that. So I found out from early ages that I didn't want that. On top of that, at 18, I started to work. So I think that added to the passion of being free and doing what I want and pursuing a career.
I got a point. It's your brother, not your sister. So can I understand, is that the first time, the turning point is that you see a script of the life of a man who's enjoying that kind of life?
That's a good point. Yeah, Emily. Actually, yes. I saw he had the freedom to do it. And I thought, why can't I? And to be honest, he hated languages. He hated English. He hated studying other languages. He didn't enjoy it as much. And I was thinking, wow, you have all this opportunity and you didn't like it. And I loved it. So I just grabbed it.
How did you feel about those times when people around you assume you would get married or have children?
Those were tough. Those were tough.
When was it?
There was a pressure especially from family, aunts and uncles, and never from my mother, but from family cousins and more yeah, it felt, how can I put it? It was kind of sad because you would expect your family to support you, right, instead of judge you. But at the end of the day, I think when I was in my 30s, mid 30s, they saw how happy I was, and I think that was the peak of my career and everything. Uh, so they backed up, so they stopped annoying me a little bit. But at first, yes, it was hard. It led me to rethink things, and especially during that age, because if I were to be a mom, that's exactly the time we have to decide, right? Like mid 20s to mid 30s, maybe.
Exactly.
That would be the best time to have a baby, maybe. Um, so, yeah, so at some point, yeah, but I always had my mom to talk to. I also did a lot of therapy when I was younger. And during those conversations, I think the most important thing was, are you happy? Is this what you want?
Are you happy?
Yeah, exactly. So being honest with yourself. And the answer was always like, yeah, I want to continue doing this. This is what I want to do. I don't want to have children. I mean, I know it's a blessing for some people, they love it. But my lifestyle today would be impossible with children. A partner, I still look for one. I haven't given up. But again, it has to be somebody with with compatible objectives, and maybe share more or less the same routine and likes and dislikes.
Is that because you still believe in love, or are you looking for just a partner to live
That's
together?
a very good question. I think at my age right now, I don't think love is the main thing. I think mostly a partner, like a partner in crime, company, and somebody you can trust. But in the past, yeah, it was definitely love and all that thing. Let's travel together. And now it's more like somebody that would have my back, and I would have his back. And yeah,
true.
support, emotional, financial, and everything else. Yeah, yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. But it will be okay if nobody shows up, because I think I'm pretty comfortable with myself as well.
Awesome. So next part, I'm gonna ask your current life and some trade-offs maybe. Um, so what are some things in your current life that you feel you wouldn't have if you were married or had children? I believe we covered a little bit about it.
Yeah, but to get
Careers.
into detail, I would definitely not be doing a master's in Canada. I don't think that would be possible. I mean, possible, yes, but it would be hard to be like 3 or 4 of us in a foreign country. And yeah, not to mention the paperwork, all the visas and everything. My partner would have to be doing something here too. So it would be somebody that would like to study as well. And imagine, I think supporting 2 kids, 1 or 2 kids, that would be very expensive. So definitely, I can say I wouldn't be in Canada. Maybe back at home, yeah. I think all the traveling too, because I travel for work. Imagine a husband that would be willing to stay at home with 2 kids while I'm traveling here and there. And when I go, I stay like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks.
Not a good deal for men.
I think very few men would do that. Yeah.
And have you ever doubted your decision?
Oh, sometimes, yes. Especially when I had the pressure from family and some friends, not all friends, but mostly family, aunts, uncles, cousins.
Still now?
Right now, I have 1 or 2 that they kind of feel sorry that I didn't have. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't have children. I was like, but why? But
It's like you don't have to say sorry if my parents get divorced.
yes,
You don't have.
exactly. Yes. So those times, yes. But after like I said, a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking, and learning more about myself, I don't regret my decision, and I'm very happy about it.
Are your parents or the parenthood that you feel most close to ever doubted you or make you like
Never. My
pressure?
mom, my dad passed, but my mom, she always she wanted me to have a kid, a baby, but only to have the experience of. I think it must be very special when a mother is the mother of a pregnant woman, because usually they take care of each other. I know that, etc. But well, she didn't have that with me, but she's super happy, and she's also a career woman. So what we do instead is we celebrate every presentation, every promotion, every trip. We celebrate together. We talk a lot about. She studied pedagogy, so it's more or less the same area that we're working with now, education. So we have long discussions, and we talk about what I see here, what she does in her work. So it's amazing. It's really nice.
Was it ever the pressure coming from your parents before?
Not really my parents. Yeah, mostly my uncle and aunt, because they're very close to. I forgot to mention that this uncle, aunt, and some family members. We're very close. It's like one big family.
Okay, that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
in my family, it's very nuclear based. So it's
Ah.
like we are kind of like far away from their sisters and brothers.
I think because my mom divorced when I was a teenager, and also, well, even later when after my father passed, my uncle was very present in my life. He was kind of an uncle slash father sometimes,
Makes sense.
and my aunt would be my second mom. So that's fine.
Part 3, I'm gonna ask you about your future plan and some uncertainties maybe. So question 1, what keeps you the most sense of certainty about your future and what feels uncertain?
Certainly, definitely a solid career, so financially independent. I feel like I'm set. I mean, I could retire if I wanted. I saved my entire life. I have my assets back at home, so I feel comfortable. Uncertain is always that feeling. So I didn't get married, I didn't have children. Am I going to be alone? And then this is interesting because my mom always tells me, and my mom is super ahead of her time. She says, nowadays, you don't need children to take care of you. You don't need a husband to take care of you. You have friends who sometimes they get together, they rent a house, and they live together until they're really old. You can go to one of those, now they call it, it's like an elderly place, but it looks more like a spa kind of thing, a resort. So there are other options. And she always comforts me saying, don't worry about that. If you have the means, if you have the resources, you should be fine. And that's what comforts me. The resources are there. I just need the psychological and the confidence that I'm not gonna die alone. I mean, on the other hand, if you think about it, you come alone to the world, you will go alone anyway. So yeah,
that's the essence of life.
Yeah, a sense of life. But yeah.
Have you made any plans or preparation for the future without a traditional family structure?
Yeah, since my mom started talking about this, when I started actually talking to her about this idea of being alone and all, I have a friend in Portugal. We're really close. We worked together for many years, so we kind of have a plan B. And she always says, let's retire together. You can come to Portugal and we can stay here together. I have another friend in Brazil, another best friend, and he says the same thing. If you don't have anybody, I don't have anybody, we'll get together, whatever, in Brazil or in Canada, wherever, but we'll have each other's back. We'll take care of each other, don't worry. So that's kind of the plan. I mean, hopefully I'll find friends. Funny thing is that I never thought of family. It's usually friends that we would grow old together, maybe.
That's at least doable for me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love this plan. That's what I've been saying to my friends as well.
Yes. And because my friends, they're even older than me, we share the same mindset, it would be very easy, I guess.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
I like that personally.
But hopefully be retired, yes, and then just enjoying the beach and yeah, just relaxing. Yeah.
looking ahead when you're older, what is something you think or you hope you won't regret?
Oh, I think the family thing is pretty heavy. I hope I won't regret it. Right now I don't. But I don't know what's it gonna be like in 20 years when I'm really old. um, that's one thing. And maybe what else? Yeah, I think that's the one thing that I hope I won't regret. Anything else materialistic, I have no regrets. I hope I won't regret losing touch with some people that I feel I should have made amendments, maybe. But then that's another story.
With
Yes.
some people, you mean?
Yeah, friends that we,
Who get married?
yeah, and we lose touch, and yeah, and I feel that I should have reached out more often. But at some point we were really close, and now I don't. I know they had kids, and I think that's it, right? They go a different path. They go on a different path and a different lifestyle. So I think most of my friends that had kids, and not one kid, but like 2, 3 kids, 4 kids, they have a completely different life, and we completely lost touch. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I can't believe that's gonna be happening on me in the next 10 years as well. That's a sad story.
It is, but I think it's only natural, right? Yeah.
Natural to patriarchy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay, bonus question.
Mm.
If you could say one thing to women who are unsure about whether to get married or thinking about the meaning to get married, what would it be?
Ask yourself what makes you happy, and be very honest. Search what makes you happy, and I think journaling helped a lot. Therapy helped a lot. Talking to somebody close helped a lot, and being very honest. So there were times I thought, okay, I'll have kids. There were times I had a nice partner, and I had a chance to say, okay, let's do it. But then deep inside, I knew I didn't want to be, I don't want to say stuck, but it is stuck. You get into a dynamic that if you're a mom or a dad, I mean, you're a mom or a dad for life. You cannot get out of it. And so there was something deep inside, and I said, no, but what if you want to travel? What if you want to do this? So there were more things I wanted to do without kids than rather than having a family or children. So ask yourself, deep inside, very honest,
Awesome.
what makes you happy? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and work for the environment that will lead to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a really good advice.
Ah, nice.
I think we are done.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned you got married before.
I lived together with a
Okay.
person, so it was
in-law?
a stable relationship, but it wasn't anything married, officially married.
Okay.
Because we were 2 years together, it would be common law already. But it's interesting that it was only after the first year that we actually started to see what we really wanted and we really liked. So the first year, it was deceiving because first year was like a honeymoon year. So for people in a relationship, I would say before you decide anything, make sure you know your partner. You are on the same page, you want the same things. Otherwise, down the road, it's gonna be hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome.